see my sign here. I've encoded this, but of course these are washers, and that's what I do. I collect old and unusual washing machines. And I have some 66 different models of Maytag Wringer washers. I actually don't have the very first one they made in 1907. This is a picture of the first Maytag machine called the Pastime. The Maytag at the time was in the farm machinery business, and they only started producing wash machines to keep their folks busy year-round. This is the first Maytag that they put a model number on in 1909. It features rack and pinion gearing and the oscillating dolly agitator. I call it an uddertator. It goes like this. You pump the handle back and forth. 1911 they put electric motor on. See, the same rack and pinion gearing, but they put a little pulley on the powertrain and advertised you could churn butter while you're washing. 3 years after they had put the electric motor on, Maytag bought the Elgin Engine Company, a gasoline engine, two-cycle engine, and they then put an onboard gas engine on the machine. But they did that for the folks in the rural areas that didn't have power. And the first metal Maytags were drum-type machines. They called it a mill race principle. It's got slots here, and as the drum rotated, it sets up jets of water, and as the clothes tumble, they get further turbulence from these jets that are set up there. Then, where Maytag really made its name was with the cast aluminum tub, and the very first one still had the agitator in the lid, again with rack and pinion gear. First, kind of modern, this is the most common of the agitation systems, at least until recently when they come back with the drums. They call this a gyrator. The big thing here is that this, where the dolly, the agitation of the agitator, or the oscillation, drug the clothes through the water, this is supposed to push the water through the clothes. They've got an electric model. This Model 81 was belt driven by an external source. This is the onboard engine. And if you operated this thing in the house, you cut a hole in the wall and exhaust outside. Here's a little apartment-sized Maytag, made just for dainty things. Here's Maytag with the butter churn and the meat grinder attachment. You see this black hose, this company was so conservative, they started with that black hose you simply lay down to drain the water out. That company started with that hose in 1920. On every model clear till 1983, the same hose appears. Black and white, these are original Wringer Rollers. The black one was softer, and so when you were putting the shirts through to protect the buttons, you put the buttons up against the soft roller. And they changed to a porcelain tub just before World War II. And right at the beginning of World War II, they ceased production, made parts for aircraft because of their experience with aluminum. Then they started up production again, still with aluminum, but now no casting. Continued the same kind of rack and pinion gearing, clear up until 1983, where they ceased production of Wringer washers. Then they went to the automatic machine. Here, if you look at the transmission on these old automatics, they started producing in 1949. It's still rack and pinion gearing to form the oscillation of the agitator, But what happens, they put this whole transmission at the bottom of the tub, and this pulley goes one way. You make the pulley go one way, and it causes the transmission to operate. Then you reverse this pulley climbs up and locks and rotates the whole thing in spin cycles. The helical transmission, it's their kind of second major generation in automatics. You see, as the pulley is rotated one way, then you get the oscillation of the back and forth movement of the agitator, whereas if you go the other way, you reverse the motor, then the thing locks, and then the whole transmission, which is attached to the tub, rotates for spin cycle.